Chiranjeevi asks for top 10 Instagram tips for today's You Ask, I Answer. You don't need 10. You really only need one, and that is make content that the audience actually wants. Remember the 3 E's rule: entertain, engage, or educate. Right? Those are the golden rules for all forms of content marketing, but especially for Instagram. People are on Instagram to see interesting stuff. Nobody wants to see your product over and over and over again unless it is illustrating what they can do, what their life will be like. Instagram is an aspirational channel. Look how beautiful your food could look. Look how wonderful your vacations could look. Look how much more relieving your time in the office could look. Because it's a purely visual channel, it is a visual storytelling channel, and it is an entertainment channel. Your content on Instagram has to do one of those things. So if you're just showing stuff on Instagram that's your product over and over again, and it's not entertaining, it's not educational, it's not engaging, nothing of what you post on there is going to matter. The camera doesn't matter, the lighting doesn't matter, the video quality doesn't matter. Entertain, engage, or educate. I was working not too long ago with a kitchen appliance company. They make stuff for the kitchen, and they're like, well, why doesn't anyone like our stuff? Well, their stuff was boring. It was just their product over and over again. And I mean, there was no sense of what you could do with it that was unique. It makes food like everything else makes food. That's not helpful. There was no special angle. There was no aspirational aspect. Like, look how much better your food could be if only you used this gadget. And so that entertain, engage, or educate strategy is what you need to do. Now, let's take a few examples. Let's say you have a smartphone, right? A smartphone is pretty easy to show how it will make your life better, but you also need to have that aspect of uniqueness. Now, your product is not going to be completely unique and still be valuable, probably. It will probably have competitors. It will probably have some kind of aspect that other people can replicate. What's your unique spin on it, and how do you showcase that with visual storytelling? Suppose you have a webcam. Well, everyone's got a webcam. These things are pretty common, right? They all look like little eyeballs that go on top of your computer. What's different about this one? What could you show that would be different about yours? Maybe show how yours is resistant to hacking by the government or Russian hackers, something along those lines, something that's a unique and different storytelling approach. With Instagram, the product or the subject of your photos is not the protagonist of the story. The protagonist of the story is the viewer who's thumbing through their feed. And if they see something that helps them understand, this is how I become the movie star poster hero version of myself, they will stop, they will take a look, they may tap on the ad to learn more. So think of it from that perspective as well. That's something I learned from my editor. The protagonist is not who we write in the book. The protagonist is the reader. Finally, you can't use an Instagram story to tell somebody what the benefit of your product is, or the reason why it's important or unique, or any of these things. You have to show it. I was talking to this one person at Social Media Marketing World who helps market cutlery, and they're like, well, our steel is better than all of the forms of steel because it's this particular type of Swedish steel. I'm like, I don't care. I care about, if I throw this knife against a tree, will the blade break or will the tree break? And I've got to be able to see that. As silly as those ads were, remember the old Turbo Ginsu knife ads where they like saw through a lead pipe and then a tomato, right? The steel was terrible. The knives were not particularly good knives. But the gimmick was really obvious. Like, wow, this thing can cut through a metal pipe. Never mind, that was lead, which is both toxic and soft. And then cut through a tomato. Or I can cut through a shoe, right? Yeah, nobody's going to cut through a shoe, sensibly with a knife, but it illustrates the point. And you could do that in an Instagram story or photo or ad very easily. Like, whoosh, here, cut a shoe in half, cut a bamboo pole in half, cut this thing in half. It would be a way of illustrating the benefit of the story of the product, not telling somebody that this is the sharpest knife in the world. Nope. Show, hey, I just cut through, a fence post. That's how you use Instagram, to educate, to entertain, to engage. If you don't do one of those things visually, nothing else you do on Instagram matters. So that would be my one and only tip. And if companies could get better at that, they would be so much better off than focusing on anything else. Don't worry about lighting. Don't worry about beautiful photography. Be able to tell a good story with your camera first. As always, please subscribe to the newsletter and the YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.